Hello students, welcome back into the another session of CS02 problem solving methodologies using programming in C. As all of you know that we are discussing about our last units as per the prescribed syllabus of Saurashtra University, that is unit number 5 called pointer and file handling. Apart from these two sections, we are dealing with pointer first and completed the topics like introduction to pointer, use of pointer in dynamic programming, and pointer to variable with some practical examples in which we have introduced pointer for variables, operator, decision making statement, looping control structure, and pointer with looping and decision making statement. Now we are going to start about this selected topic called pointer to array. That means we'll introduce the concept of pointer for array, how can we use pointer into the array, how pointer interact with array and their value, that we are going to learn. Actually, this is the practical session, but before that, I would like to reintroduce the definition of array in front of you. Even you can say that it is a revision of that particular topics. Here I am just giving you the brief description, or you can say the definition of array. Array is a group of elements with same name and same type. Again I am repeating my words. Array is a group of elements with same name and same type. That is called as array. Now in this we have to introduce the concept of pointer. What is the definition of pointer? Pointer always points to the address, not to the value. This is the definition of pointer. Now let's make a simple program where there is an introduction of pointer in array. So for that, let me open the last file that I have created. From that, I am removing all the logical lines apart from the structure of C, that is hash include standard input output dot h, hash include console input output dot h, void main, opening and closing bracket, contains get ch. Now first I am declaring one array variable which have the size 5. That means it stores the content of user into the separate 0 to 4 location inside the memory, and then I am creating a one pointer variable. After declaring the necessary variables, first I am instructing user to enter their value by writing the message enter your value. Scanf before scanf there is a for I is equals to 0, because all array always start storing their value from 0th location. That means I is equals to 0, I less than 4, I plus plus. Here I need to declare I also. Then inside the looping control structure there is a scanf function which read and store the user's value into the desired location of array by writing n person a of I. Now I am pointing I am pointing the pointer variable called p at the 0th location of array. That means the first location of array. After pointing to the first location of array, again I am writing our looping control structure where it starts from 0 to less than 4 times. Every time it increments, but during this looping control structure, it prints the value of a pointer variable. Let me check for the syntactical error first. As you can see that there are no syntactical errors. We'll execute the code and let's enter any 5 values. Say for example my first value is 4, 6, 1, 0, and over here let's write pointer p, 6, 2, 1, 0. Here I to write less than or equals to, because I have started with 0th location. If I write 5, then I have to write only less than. There is a one mistake. 9, 3, 2, 1, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values are there. Only the first value is printing. So where the problem is, we need to increment the value of pointer by 1. Let's see, will it work or not. It's there, 3, 2, 1, 5 and 6. Now let's modify this particular program properly. Here I am just giving the message value then /n. Let's execute the code. First value is 2, then 5, then 0, then 1, and then 8. Message is 2, 5, 0, 1 and 8. That's correct. No need to write percentage. Let's write this /n after %d. Let's re-execute. 3, 2, 4, 1, 8, 9 and 0. 3, 4, 1, 9, 0. Right? Whatever the value I have entered is displayed onto the screen, but it is displaying onto the screen with the help of pointer. Actual values are stored inside the array, but that is printing through the concept of pointer. So this program is perfect now. Let's see this particular code in Notepad for better visibility. This is the program. First write down the definition, then I will explain you again. Write a program to store the values in one-dimensional array and print that value using pointer. Again I am repeating my words. Write a program to store the values in one-dimensional array and print that value using pointer. So this is the code. As you can see, first we have written the to statement contains the necessary library statement like hash include standard input output .h and hash include console input output .h. Then there is a main executable statement. Then after there is an opening and closing bracket. In these two bracket, three different variables I have mentioned. First is the one-dimensional array called a of 5. Then second one is the pointer variable called p, and then there is a third variable called I. After writing CLR SCR statement, there is a message enter your value, and the looping control structure called for will take total 5 values and stored inside the array location called A of 0, A of 1, A of 2, A of 3 and A of 4. Say for example, if this particular loop repeats for the first time, the value of I is equals to 0, so ultimately the array location is A of 0. For example, over the location called A of 0, I am storing the value called 5. Then on a second repetition, location is A of 1, I am storing the value called 2, A of 2, value is 6, A of 3, value is 4, and A of 4, value is 0. So these are the actual value which I have stored inside the one dimensional array using this particular loop. Now what I am doing in a very next step, I am pointing the pointer variable called p at the first location of array. That means a pointer variable is set at the first location of my array. Over here the pointer variable is set. Then this looping control structure again starts from the 0th location and repeat up to the last location. Every time it prints the value which is stored on that particular location using this pointer p variable. That means over the output, first it will print 5 after the label called value, that is value 5. On second repetition, here what I have done, I have incremented the value of pointer by 1. That means the pointer is moved from the 0th location to the first location. Clear? So at that time the value which is stored on that location is 2. Again it repeats. The value stored on this location is 6. So value 6. Then again it repeats. Value stored on this location is 4. Again it repeats. Value stored on the last location is 0. So 5, 2, 6, 4 and 0 will be printed onto the screen. So whatever the input is there, you will get the same as an output, but this entire logic is fit using a one dimensional array and the pointer. One dimensional array stores the value and pointer prints the value. This is the core part of this particular program. Let's practice more. Let's try to implement another code, but I am keeping value storage as it is for this particular code. So I am going back into the C editor. I am opening that particular program called 16.c. Now what I am doing is, instead of printing the values, let me comment it that particular section. One more variable I am declaring over here called sum. That means after I there is a variable called sum equals to 0, and then I am writing in second for loop sum equals to sum plus pointer p. Let's check, and after the completion of loop there is a printf statement, printf sum percentage D here there is a confusion. Instead of sum I am writing total, and then after comma I am defining the variable called sum. Let's check for the program. Let me remove this explanation part of previous program because we need to remove it. Let's save and execute the code. Let me first enter the 5 values. I am entering all 5 values as a 2. That means 2 first time, again 2, 2, 2 and 2. So total will be 10. That means 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 and plus 2 is equals to 10. Now we can check for the other values also. Let's enter 5 times 1 only. So it returns 5. Over here now you can enter any value from the keyboard. Say for example, suppose you add 2 plus 6 plus 7 plus 9 plus 1, total will be 25. So what is the functionality of this particular program? The functionality of this particular program is, first it will store any 5 values and then it will print the sum of all that 5 values onto the screen. So write down the definition of this particular program. Write a program which store any 5 values into the one-dimensional array and print the sum of all 5 values using pointer. Again I am repeating my words. Write a program to store any 5 values in one-dimensional array and print sum of all 5 values onto the screen. Clear? So this will be the program for the prescribed definition. Let's move on. Let's practice more about pointer with array. Now in next program what I am doing is, again I am keeping data storage logical line as it is in my existing program. Then once the data is stored, first here I am writing if pointer p modulo 2 double equals to 0. If this condition is true, that means the given number is even. Let me clear you one thing before going ahead. This particular program counts the number of odd and even elements from the given 5 numbers. So first I am declaring two variables called even is equals to 0 and odd equals to 0, and then in this looping control structure called for, I am writing pointer p modulo 2 double equals to 0, and into the bracket, if this condition is true then the value is even, else value is odd. So every time I am incrementing the counter of local variable called odd and even by 1. and then after the closing bracket of second for loop, here I am writing total number of even percentage d comma even printf slash n printf total number of odd percentage d comma odd. Let's check for the syntactical error. There are no syntactical error. Let's execute the code. Let me enter any 5 value. Suppose I am entering 3. Just count it. 3 is odd. Then 2 even, both 1 1. Then 6 even is 2. Then 4 even is 3. And then suppose I am entering 7. Then odd is 2. That means total from this entire input there are 2 odd values and remaining are the even values. So total number of even is 3. That means 2, 6 and 4. These 3 are the even values, and 3 and 7, these are the total 2 odd value, and that is displayed onto the screen. Let's go into the notepad for better visibility. This is the code. First write down the definition. Write a program to store any 5 values in one dimensional array and then count how many values are odd and even. Again I am repeating my words. Write a program to store any 5 values in one dimensional array and print how many values are odd and even. Just pause the video and write down the steps up to this else, because I need to scroll down the entire screen. Once you finished up to this else, the remaining portion is like this. So write down this portion. Once you finish the entire program, just check it by yourself for the syntactical errors. And if everything goes proper, just note it down into the book. So I think these are the sufficient examples for demonstrating pointer with array. Even we have demonstrated pointer within array. Now in next lecture, we'll introduce pointer with structure. In today's session, we have introduced the concept of pointer with array. Same like this, we'll introduce the concept of pointer with structure. So I hope all of you have a clear-cut idea about how can we use the concept of pointer with array. Thank you very much students for listening me, and have a nice day.